Hello and welcome to World Talks, where every word matters. I'm Anna Kalczyńska. Good morning. This weekend marks a historic date for three Baltic nations as they have cut themselves off from the Russian electricity grid. For the very first time in history, their energy systems will no longer be connected to and dependent on the Russians' energy policy. In Vilnius today, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, and the Presidents of Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and Poland celebrate the synchronization of the Baltic States energy networks with the European Union. Now we're joined with Sigita Struberga, Secretary General from the Latvian Transatlantic Organization. Good morning, Madam.
Good morning.
So how smooth has the process been? Was there a contingency plan just in case of power shortages to maintain essential supplies during the switch?
Yeah, absolutely. There was I think there were several plans to just to be on safe side. So first of all, of course, all three Baltic states took care that nothing dramatic would happen. But in a case if it would, inhabitants were informed about possible shortages of electricity, and they were informed about the needed steps to be done. So I would say that this time it was very not only very important historical moment for us, and actually this moment continues today, but also I would like to say that it was a very important test of communication with society, and it was very important kind of test for how society reacts. And that's why it's not only about the electricity, which is very important in terms of energy security, but it is also, for example, important in terms of information space. Well, we saw and continue to see several bots walking in information space trying to destabilize situation, while they have not been successful so far.
The three Baltic states stopped purchases of power from Russia following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, but have so far relied on the Russian grid to control frequencies and stabilize networks to avoid outages. Now it's finally over. But it's not only a symbolic, as you said, but also a strategic move for the three states. So the energy cannot be weaponized against the Baltic, but has it been weaponized before?
Let's put like this with electricity, we have, of course, in general, regarding energy security, it has been weaponized in terms of threatening. It has been weaponized in terms of information warfare. But in terms of, like, for example, cutting down frequency, no, it has not been. We have not seen this type of weaponization. Although, as we have seen several times with the Russian Federation, it is very important to cut any times, even though it has not been, like, for example, cut it down before. Now we can assure our inhabitants that weaponization can't happen in terms of our dependencies. And this is very important. So we are happy that that it has proceeded so well, and Russia has not had chance to use it as cutting down electricity for Baltic states.
For Russia, the decoupling means that Kaliningrad exclave, Kruleviec, located between Lithuania, Poland and the Baltic Sea, is cut now off from Russia's main grid, leaving it to maintain its power system alone. It's even called Energy Island. What about it? And has Latvia been preparing to also this scenario?
Latvia, of course, has been prepared, and at the moment, by the way, the stage where we are now, exactly during these days, starting from yesterday morning till today's afternoon, all three Baltic states are in energy island in a way, taking in consideration that the connection with European, like full-scale connection with European network, will and it's very much about Poland, and that's why I'm extremely happy to talk to you today. We'll actually start today's afternoon at 2 Latvian time.
Security is, of course, something that money can't buy, but how expensive actually has this decoupling process been so far?
So in terms of prices of electricity for people, actually people will did not feel it dramatically, and they will not feel dramatically again. There has been quite a successful information campaign in all three Baltic states to explain people how important it is, and that the prices, for example, in Latvia this year will not change due to the this change of network. And in following years, the rise of price because of decoupling will not be that much visible. It's going to be about 0.2, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why rise will actually, people will not feel that much. In terms of our overall costs of decoupling, what we see is that of course, it has been quite expensive, but the main part has been supported by European Union, and this has enabled Baltic states to keep prices for people almost at the same level.
All right, now the big question is, of course, whether Russia will or will not exploit the moment to sabotage or other hybrid attacks. We know that, for instance, the Lithuanian State Security Department already warned against any attempts of public influence and stability, energy security sector in the Baltic states. So what could be the nature of such measures taken by Russia, and have you been preparing for this as well?
Yes, indeed. First of all, of course, security services have been prepared. Also, what we see that all the all three Baltic states governance, the responsible companies, all of them have been working on communication. And that's why in the beginning of conversation, I also mentioned this information space, since besides of possible physical sabotages, what we see is activity in information space with different type of attacks, starting from both bot attacks and with different pro-Moscow narratives up to other type of information, like, let's say, small operations. But as I mentioned, none of them have been successful so far. In terms of physical attacks, like sabotages, which you mentioned, I do not have at the moment information that it has happened so far.
Thank you so much, Sigita Struberga. It's a big day for the Baltic states. Remember, in Vilnius today, a big feast of independence from the Russian Brel system, as the three Baltic states severed from it and joined the European Union's energy supply. Thank you so much for this interview and for your insights this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And that marks the end of this interview. Thank you very much for watching World Talks, but please stay tuned to TVP World for more.